Hello, hello, what is going on, everybody? Phoenix61 here with another World of Warships Legends videos. Tonight, we are in the Richelieu. This is the regular tech tree French battleship, right? You guys have all seen this one, right? Lots of destroyers in this game, which is always a disappointment when you're a battleship, right? Destroyers typically are, not the best friend of battleships. Couple of cruisers, 3 other battleships on the enemy team. So when I look at it's almost one of the first things I look at is, how many of each ship type there are. So our team's only got 2 battleships, so it's me and one other one. We got right off the bat, we get a battleship spotted out there, the Mr. Ned Flanders. And then we do have the nice thing, the destroyer that's right in front of us is what picked that up, right? So it is nice when destroyers kind of do, play a destroyer, right? Where they go in and go for the zone cap, right? I always am preaching, survivability is more important. Your ship being in the cap and dying in the cap, it makes you not valuable for the rest of the game, right? It seems obvious to say that, but too many people fight it out in the zone and lose. And, it's better to abandon that zone and come back and fight another day, right? So keep that in mind with these scenarios, right?
Enemy battleship detected.
So Kagaru's getting picked up, and my team is doing the absolute right thing and teaming up on him. So our destroyer was shooting for a little bit, and then our cruiser just hyper-focused on him. That is a huge win right off the bat, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Like, right in the beginning, don't commit to the zone, right? Yes, get in there, start spotting things, but have an exit strategy. Don't... That guy literally lasted 1 minute in the game, where you're like, what, we're 2 minutes in, 2 minutes at most he lasted. And if you notice, our Benson here, our destroyer, he had retreated from the zone, right? Because he was probably getting spotted by the Kagaru and was nervous that other ships were going to shoot him too, right? The other thing too is if you're in a ship that's, you're going to be outgunned, if you're in a destroyer torpedo boat, right? And you get in there, a lot of times the other destroyers that are getting in there might have better guns than you, so just know your ship a little bit when those scenarios pop up as well. We're getting decent hits on this Colorado. It's just not quite, it's not quite the exciting big damage that you'd like to see, right? But we're whittling him away. He is less than half health at this point. And then our destroyer is so far playing awesome and now has gone back into the zone and is getting that capture quite easily now, right? Decent shot on this Shornhurst. He is right at range though, so it's always, RNGesus isn't usually on your side when it's that range. And then this Colorado, I don't know if he's just okay with the amount of damage we've been doing against him because he's just continued to sail along the straightforward path. But he pays the price for that by taking torpedoes from our destroyer. So we might be able to finish him off here. He's either burning and or flooding. And so I only shot 1 turret at him because I saw this Flander coming around the corner, and it was the coolest decision I've ever made. I was like, yes, this was a perfect shot on this Flander. Almost to the point where I was like, I just should have let our cruiser finish off the Colorado, And then this Shimanto is going to be a pain in the butt for literally the rest of the game. So even though we lost sight, tracking of him, I'm still taking that shot since it was only a split second after. Sometimes you get a little bit lucky there, and yeah, we did get 2 overpens, but, you always wish for more, right? So we've got to be cautious of that Shimanto, right? They've got long-range torpedoes. I am working through that tech line, right? Those are the newest Japanese cruisers, right? A lot of people have those built out for torpedoes. It's kind of their uniqueness, right? And then, of course, in an all-cruiser Japanese style, he's going to light you on fire as much as possible. But this Flander that's right here on the other side of this island here, like, he's gonna have to make a move at some point, right? Like, our destroyer's either gonna come around a corner or I'm gonna come around a corner, right? And you're almost always have the advantage when they're the one making the move, right? Like, we've got him, like, perfect broadside, right? And if we were to have to go around the corner, we could potentially have a bad angle against him and he would have the advantage, right? So, but, I probably could have waited a little longer to take that shot and gotten a little bit better hits, a little bit deeper in. But, yeah, I couldn't wait. I was like, you know what, let's get this one off. If he keeps moving forward, we'll have another chance. If not, you know, like, he might have... I was kind of suspecting he'd back up, right? So I was like, all right, there's enough bow out there for me to take the shot, right? And then, normally, I was going to shoot the destroyer that just died, but he died, right? And then there is the skein out there, and you know what, guys, I say it a lot, like, if you see a destroyer, shoot a destroyer, but, like, that shot on that, like, that Flander was just too good to pass up, right? I'm like, I know he's gonna die when I take that, so I'm gonna do it, right? But, yeah, judge me as you will, but, like, we got rid of the ship, right? And then skein, so now we're definitely gonna shoot him. Boosh. Kill number 3. And if the Shornhurst comes in, I don't know if he did not witness what happened to his buddies, but if he comes in, he is going to also pay for that. And then you see this, the Shimanto, the cruiser on the enemy team, is still way back off behind A, right? So this is one of the other strategies that I always kind of talk about is if someone's moving that far away from objectives, don't go chasing waterfalls, right? Like, just let them go. They're going to have to come back in, right? It's way easier to defend that zone A if he's trying to recapture it and take it back because you don't have to sit in it, right? You can just get shots on him and you'll get the defense and reset the cap, right? So you can keep it out of their hands. That's way easier. But also, we're moving in towards the other objectives and we're taking zones away from them by doing this, by doing what we're doing here, right? So, play the objectives, always something to just keep in mind, right? Like, it's, you know, like, right in the beginning, I was like, you know, this game is so circumstantial. You'll hear everyone preach something a little bit different, right? And the reason for that is because it's circumstantial, right? Like, if you're a destroyer, go in, cap the zone. But if you know you're going to get outgunned, you know, move away and come back and fight again later, right? You know, so just, it's always that kind of situation, always. So we're playing this objective. I'm not, you know, at this point, you don't even have to worry about capping zone C, right? I'm just going to try and get the Kraken at this point, right? So we'll see if we can finish off this Shimanto. And he's probably, you know, unsure of where we are exactly, so I'm hoping we can get decent hits on him here. But we were getting over penetrations against him before. And yeah, that's what we're going to get to. This is one of those scenarios where it's like, yeah, he's trying to HE. Like, do I try HE? You know, it's just, these are newish ships, right? You know, so I don't know. I'm not one of the guys that likes to look through the armor of every single ship, because one, even if I look through it, I'm going to forget what it is anyway. But then, like, two, I'm just like, I'll just shoot bullets and see, you know, I've literally learned by doing for this game, because we've played so many freaking games of this. That I'm like, all right, yeah, I know that ship, you know, AP almost always overpens, you know, like that kind of thing. So we're still learning here with Shimanto. And I'm also still kind of hoping, like, we'll get, you know, we're getting a little bit closer, like, so that can help too, you know. So I'm like, so there we go, we get an overpen and a Citadel, right, for the Kraken. So we'll make our hard turn here and go and help hunt down this destroyer. I did switch to HE for the destroyer, right? And then we noticed that we do have a battleship that's been AFK this entire time on our team. These two cruisers on our team also almost damn near dead, right? We will finish off with a Kraken and about 180,000 damage. Let's see if we can... if this destroyer spots their enemy destroyer, we can help shoot, right? I kind of think that, like, alright, here he is, it's a Jaeger bomb. My thoughts on the AFK players, I think that, like, it's always gonna happen, it's always gonna be there. Hell, I've been that dude every once in a while, like, I start a game and I'm like, oh, I gotta go take a shit. You know, like, whatever it is, right? You run into some personal thing. Mom's yelling at you. Whatever, but, yeah. But, like, so I think that, like, the AFK players, like, I think the game should start you at, like, 1/4 throttle, right? And then you're always inching forward, right? So yeah, that 3,000 XP with those 5 kills, about 180,000 damage, puts us at the top of the leaderboard. Bring home some silver for the day. And then I'll go through, so the reason I was playing the Richelieu, there was, I think this game's probably at least a couple weeks old at this point, but there was a bonus for your first win every day, where it was like ×5 instead of 1.5 XP, right? So I was trying to work through regular tech tree ships that, you know, that I don't have fully upgraded, or if I'm trying to work towards the next ship, right? So yeah, that's why we're playing Richelieu. And also, like, you guys see, like, so many of my premium ship plays because I always was playing premium supplies missions, right? So, yeah. But here's the modifications that I've picked for this thing. Target acquisition mod, that's the one. So that one will pick up enemy ships no matter what at 3 kilometers instead of the standard 2 kilometers, right? So if you got a destroyer or something in a smoke screen and you barrel towards them, you'll pick them up at 3 kilometers, right? And then we're using Robert Jujard up in the top right. So this High Sorcerer Baradin is not a unique commander. He's just a Geist, so it's just cosmetic. But yeah, he has Boar, the AP shells doing more damage, and then Battleship Main Gun AP shell damage for inspiration, and then shell grouping for inspiration too, right? And then this is going for range. And then this one is more AP damage. You can kind of see where this build is going. Yeah, like, I don't mind sacrificing a little bit of speed there. You know, with these guys, some of them you get the engine boost too, right? And then this is kind of a unique perk for this commander. So you'd get the better, like, you know, reload time, but yeah. So, you do you. I like the dispersion. I like the better accuracy. And then reaching out for another tiny 3% more range. And then, of course, you guys know me with my battleship builds. I'm almost always picking Will to rebuild, but, you know, like, I mean, torpedo detectability range, like, that seems... my second choice would be fight fire with fire, right? But, like, having better torpedo detectability range is like, well, I'm just going to pick the RGA mod anyway, right? The target acquisition, that picks up your torpedoes sooner too. But then it's like, I don't know, my strategy for dodging torpedoes has always been start dodging them before you see them, right? Like, anyway. So, like, if I know a destroyer is in a certain area, you should be making those plans, right? You should be like, okay, he probably shot torpedoes this way, and start turning in, right? But so that's kind of why I kind of shy away from some of those torpedo detectability commander perks, right? But that is our Richelieu video for the day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, guys. I really do appreciate it. I am a smaller channel, so your one follow actually does help me out, and I do notice, and I appreciate you. And we're doing more of the Warships videos every day, so we will see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.